Despite being one of the best children's shows today, Bluey manages to touch on some very sensitive points, such as death.
Oh, sorry, kiddo. Come here.
Do you know which characters have passed away, or the episodes that dealt with this significant theme? Undoubtedly, one of the most poignant cases in Bluey involves the Heeler family's first baby. If you follow Bluey, you know that in the episode The Show, where the girls perform a small play for Chili on Mother's Day, we shockingly discover during the brief performance that Bluey and Bingo's mother lost a baby at some point in her life. When the balloon bursts on the youngest Heeler's belly and Bandit places his hand over his wife's, it becomes clear to viewers that this was a miscarriage. This happened around the middle of the second season. While this became evident to almost everyone, in the third season, also around the middle, the series creators decided to create another episode confirming the death of Bluey's older brother. This occurred in the episode Rainbow, where towards the end, Chili and her eldest daughter witness a beautiful rainbow in the sky while embracing. This references the term rainbow baby, used for children born after a couple has lost their first baby to miscarriage. It's clear that Bluey is a rainbow baby in the series, confirming that indeed, although we never saw him, her little older brother passed away before she was born. In reality, Blue Heeler and Red Heeler dog breeds do have a history of difficulty in breeding, and the series creators wanted to bring this real-life fact into the protagonist's family reality. This makes a lot of sense and resonates especially with older viewers who understand how important family is and how losing a loved one is extremely painful. But Bluey's unborn little brother's death isn't the only one in the series. Let's discover them all in this video. Another confirmed death in Bluey's series was that of the protagonist's grandmother. In the episode Dragon, also from the third season, but closer to the end, we saw confirmation of something we had suspected for a long time. This is because we had already seen all the girls' other grandparents, Mort, Bob, and Nana, but never Chili's mother. And in this episode, Mama Heeler reveals that one of her great encouragers to keep drawing was her mother. And in this scene, also drawn by Chili, we see how she remembers her mother. And we can notice that she looks a lot like her other daughter, Brandy, just with a few spots on her belly, as we can confirm when we see the enlarged family photo right at the entrance of the Heeler's house. At the end of the episode, we see Chili bidding farewell to her horse, which transforms into a winged Pegasus, directly connecting to her memories of her late mother who encouraged her to draw horses. The symbolism of the mythical creature's departure indicates that, despite loving her mother and cherishing her memories, Chili needs to truly absorb the idea that she is gone for good. The show does not explicitly state the cause of Bluey and Bingo's grandmother's death, but as nothing in this incredible show is accidental, we can infer from the episode title that it was likely due to some form of cancer, as the term dragon is also used at times to refer to this disease that sadly can be fatal. Perhaps in the fourth season, we might see a flashback showing whether Bandit got to meet his mother-in-law before she passed away or not, as this is still unclear to us fans. If Bluey is one of your favorite shows, show us by commenting below #Chili in honor of this incredible character. Even before the second and third seasons, where the episodes we've mentioned so far are located, in the first season, Bluey's show already brought up the issue of death. This happened in the episode Copycat, where Bluey mimics absolutely everything Bandit does from the beginning of the episode. And when they are in the middle of the game, our little Bluey notices a small budgie fallen at the base of a tree. Immediately, Bandit picks up the little bird and together with Bluey, they take it to the nearest veterinary clinic. Upon arrival, the little bird receives urgent care, but after some time, the staff informs Bluey and her father that the budgie did not survive its injuries. Although Bandit initially mentioned it might have been a cat at the clinic, the episode does not clarify the actual cause of the bird's death. All of this deeply upsets little Bluey, as it's her first encounter with such a situation. It leaves her sad and unsure how to cope, leading her to play veterinarian with Bingo, discovering that no matter how hard she tries, she can't always prevent such things from happening. However, the budgie incident isn't the only one involving small animals that are no longer with us. In the episode The Sign, when Bluey's class children are somewhat inadvertently having a contest to see who has the saddest story, Pretzel, the little chihuahua who likes to play alone, mentions that his pet guinea pig ran away and never came back. Then Rusty suggests it probably got eaten by a snake. And the worst part is that this likely did happen, as they live in Australia where there are about 120 different species of snakes. Moreover, guinea pigs are certainly on the menu for these animals. Since at the beginning of the scene, Bluey asks Calypso why all the stories she tells always have happy endings, and the teacher responds that life has many sad endings. It becomes even clearer that Pretzel's guinea pig likely did not have a good fate, suggesting it's probably in guinea pig heaven now, if such a thing exists. Poor Pretzel.
Are you crying?
Let's talk about Grandpa Mort. And you might be wondering, why, if he's still alive? Yes, Chili's dad is alive and well, as we see him dancing at Frisky and Radley's wedding. Moreover, at the beginning of the episode Granny's, we see him trying to dig out a tree stump by himself.
Dad, what are you doing?
So, for an elderly gentleman, he's doing quite well, right? Wrong! Throughout the episode Grandpa, we actually see that Mort is likely in his last years or months of life. In fact, the episode itself seems to be a kind of preparation for when this would happen, as we see Grandpa getting quite tired when he's with the girls in the marsh, indicating that his best days are long gone. Additionally, at the end of the episode, when Grandpa Mort and Chili reminisce about their past moments together at the lake, the whole scene unfolds in a context of longing and farewell, as if those memories were enough for Grandpa Mort to depart in peace. Of course, this will happen sooner or later, unfortunately, and probably by the time we see Bluey as a teenager or adult, Grandpa Mort will have already passed away, and the girls in Chili will have had to deal with it as best they can. And tell me, do you prefer newer episodes or older ones of Bluey? If your answer is like ours, both, then here's a tip. Subscribe to this channel right now by clicking the button below. This way, you won't miss our upcoming videos. Grandma Nana. Just like Grandpa Mort, Grandma Nana is one of the older characters in the series, and unfortunately, she will also be one of the characters who will leave the family soon. As we mentioned, the cycle of life is inevitable, and that moment will come one day for everyone. And as we know, Bluey's show doesn't shy away from touching on these subjects. So, just like Chili's dad, when Bluey and her pup visited their old home, Grandma Nana had already passed away, making Bluey's mom now the matriarch of the Healer family, as she definitely has at least one grandchild. Now, let's talk about a case that is much more of a theory than something the series has actually proven. As all of us who watch Bluey know, one of the most mysterious characters in the series is definitely Judos' dad. He has never been mentioned, and we've never even seen a photo of him in the Healer's neighbor's house. However, at times Bluey mentions that Judo is traveling, and we all believe she's with her father's family during those times. The detail is that she may not necessarily be with him, because according to this theory, Judo's parents might not be separated, but rather Wendy could be a widow. This would explain why they moved from Britain to Australia, where they now live, since Wendy would want to raise her daughter away from reminders of her late husband. And now she may be receiving a pension that allows her to live wherever she wants, enabling her to raise Judo in Brisbane since she was young. Sure, it's just a theory, but let's agree it makes a lot of sense.
Não dá para acreditar.
Oh my.
Grandpa Bob. Grandpa Bob's case is a bit different from the other grandparents on the list. Bandit's father appeared in the episode Granny's and then simply disappeared from the show. In fact, the strongest theory was that the patriarch had passed away, but the family hadn't told the girls to avoid causing them trauma. However, during his eldest son's wedding, he reappeared, and we learned that the character had spent some time in India rediscovering himself. So, many believe that nearing the end of his life's journey led the character on this incredible adventure. In any case, at some point in Bluey, even if it's in a future flashback, it will become clear that Grandpa Bob is no longer among their loved ones, unfortunately. But as Bluey eventually discovers, that's truly the circle of life, and there's no stopping it, only accepting it with a lot of love. As we reach the end and you've been with us, it's only fair to give you the gift of being able to watch other really cool videos here on our channel, like the ones that are appearing for you right now. Choose one and click on whichever you think is best. Thanks, and see you next time.